It has been nearly a year since an Oregon woman was killed by a cougar near Mount Hood, and that tragedy has reignited the debate on the ban of a tool that hunters say is needed to control the population.
KEZI 9 News reporter Michael Severin spoke to people on both sides of this heated issue and brings us this special report about cougar concerns.
It's early on a Monday morning, and Kelly Forney drives to rugged BLM land west of Roseburg. Armed with a rifle that shoots non-lethal darts, Forney is ready for a day of tracking, and he's not alone.
They're like cross-country athletes. They cover a lot of ground, and they need to be in good condition. They need to be able to use their nose.
Using GPS collars, Forney lets his 7 hounds roam free while they search for their target. Cougars. Since the 70s, Forney has volunteered with the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife to track the big cats. Right now, he's helping ODFW collect DNA for a population study. Kelly tells me all his dogs are trained to specifically sniff out cougars. Once they get the scent, they'll get the animal up into a tree. From there, Kelly can deal with it appropriately. In Oregon, it's legal to hunt cougars in the state year-round. But hunters say they can't use their best tool, man's best friend. While Kelly has permission from the state to use dogs, the average hunter can't, making it difficult to track a big cat. Experts say that and other regulations has led to an increase in the cougar population.
They're like a large feral house cat. They breed at any time of the year.
Chris Yee, a wildlife biologist for ODFW in Springfield, tells me in the 60s there was an estimated 200. Now, an estimated 6,600.
As that species has been expanding its range, the numbers keep going up.
In 1994, Oregon voters passed Measure 19 that banned the use of hounds to track cougars for trophy hunting. But Republican Senator Bill Hansel of Northeast Oregon says it's time for that to change.
When the people took away the opportunity to hunt cougars by hounds or dogs, it created a whole different playing field, because that is the most effective way.
He sponsored a bill last session that would have allowed voters in each county to decide whether or not to bring back hunting cougars with dogs. While Hansel's bill didn't gain any traction last year, he tells me he's not giving up.
When they're looking for food, they'll start predating on livestock or pets, or and if given the opportunity, even humans.
The public safety issue is a complete ruse. There's nothing to it.
That's Brooks Fay, the executive director of Predator Defense, a Eugene-based nonprofit that advocates for wildlife. He points out that cougar attacks on humans are extremely rare. While a woman was killed by a cougar this past fall near Mount Hood, that's the only recorded one in the state's history. Fay says the practice of using dogs to hunt cougars is cruel for both species and other wildlife. He also believes there's a lot fewer cougars in the state than ODFW estimates.
There's hardly a space in the state where they aren't being persecuted, and it's shameful.
Back in Douglas County, Forney's dogs found the scent of a cougar on this trip, but we couldn't get close enough to the cat because of steep and difficult terrain.
Come on! Come on!
Along with collecting DNA, Forney tells me he also gets called in to deal with cougars that go after livestock and pose a public safety risk. He tells me he'll kill them as a last resort, but says in most cases, he'll just dart them and the cats will move on. While the politicians in Salem debate the wisdom of using dogs, the controversy isn't going away.
There's seldom a day goes by, in my experience, that a cougar does not damage livestock or there's a human safety call. They're thick in Douglas County.
And their population is growing every day. Michael Severin, KEZI 9 News.